Welcome to our channel, where we bring you all the latest and most emotional stories from the world of WWE. In today's video, we'll discuss the heartbreaking losses of legendary wrestlers who left us too soon. These untimely passings, caused by various tragic reasons, shook the WWE universe forever. But that's not all. We also have some very sad news about Stephanie Vaquer. Stay with us till the end to find out more. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Jean LaBelle, born on October 9th, 1932, was a pioneering figure in both professional wrestling and martial arts, earning the title of the Godfather of Grappling. LaBelle's journey into martial arts began at a young age, where he trained in judo, wrestling, and other combat disciplines, building the foundation for his future success. In the 1950s, LaBelle made his mark in professional wrestling, where his exceptional grappling skills and technical expertise quickly caught the attention of fans and promoters alike. He became a standout star in the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and other prominent wrestling promotions, known for his athleticism, charisma, and larger-than-life persona. His contributions to wrestling helped shape the industry during its formative years. Beyond the ring, LaBelle was a skilled stuntman and fight choreographer, working on iconic TV shows like The Green Hornet and The A-Team. His martial arts background made him a highly sought-after consultant in Hollywood, influencing the way fight scenes were staged in film and television. LaBelle's influence extended beyond entertainment, as he played a key role in popularizing mixed martial arts, MMA. His experience in both traditional wrestling and combat sports helped bridge the gap between the worlds of professional wrestling and modern MMA. Jean LaBelle. His was attributed to natural causes, marking the end of an era for both wrestling and martial arts. LaBelle's legacy lives on, not only through his groundbreaking contributions to wrestling and MMA, but also in the generations of fighters and entertainers he inspired. Mr. Niebla, born José Manuel Guillén on February 22, 1973, was a beloved Mexican professional wrestler who left an indelible mark on the world of lucha libre. Known for his colorful persona, high-flying skills, and comedic charisma, Mr. Niebla captured the hearts of fans around the globe. He debuted in the early 1990s, quickly establishing himself as a standout performer with his acrobatic moves and unique wrestling style. Often seen sporting a distinctive mask that symbolized the rich tradition of lucha libre, he seamlessly blended athleticism with humor, making him a fan favorite. Throughout his career, Mr. Niebla competed for several top wrestling promotions, most notably CMLL, Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, where he became an integral part of their roster. His performances were marked by innovative moves that set him apart from his peers, and his lighthearted approach to wrestling brought joy to audiences worldwide. Sadly, Mr. Niebla was the result of complications from pneumonia, a condition that had plagued him in the months leading up to his passing. The lucha libre community mourned his untimely, as he was not only a talented athlete, but also a vibrant and charismatic figure who brought laughter and excitement to the ring. His legacy endures through his contributions to lucha libre, as aspiring wrestlers continue to look up to him as an example of passion, resilience, and the power of entertainment. Though gone too soon, Mr. Niebla's influence on the sport remains everlasting. Matthew Anoa'i, born on April 7, 1970, was a professional wrestler best known by his ring name, Rosie. A member of the legendary Anoa'i wrestling family, which includes prominent figures like his brother Roman Reigns and cousin Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Rosie made his mark in the wrestling world, particularly in WWE during the early 2000s. Rosie began his wrestling career in the mid-1990s, initially competing in various independent promotions. He soon joined World Championship Wrestling, WCW, where he formed the tag team the Samoan Gangsta Party, alongside his cousin Jamal, later known as Umaga. However, it was his time in WWE that brought him widespread recognition. In 2002, he was paired with Hurricane Shane Helms to form a comedic superhero duo known as the Superheroes, where Rosie became the lovable, goofy character that added humor and charm to the storyline. In WWE, Rosie displayed impressive athleticism and charisma, engaging in various storylines and feuds that contributed to the entertainment aspect of the promotion. His lighthearted persona made him a fan favorite, and his contributions to the tag team division and his time in WWE remain memorable. After leaving WWE, Rosie continued his wrestling career on the independent circuit and transitioned into roles that involved training and coaching the next generation of wrestlers. Unfortunately, Rosie's life was cut short when the cause of was attributed to congestive heart failure. He is remembered fondly by fans in the wrestling community for his contributions, his infectious personality, and his lasting legacy within the Anoa'i family. Peggy Lee Leather, born on January 19, 1959, was a highly respected American professional wrestler who left an indelible mark on the world of women's wrestling. After a battle with cancer, leaving behind a legacy defined by her strength, athleticism, and advocacy for women in sports. Leather began her wrestling career in the mid-1980s, quickly earning recognition for her technical prowess and charismatic presence in the ring. She competed for prominent promotions such as the American Wrestling Association, AWA, and World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, where she became known for her fierce competitiveness and captivating performances. Her work helped elevate the visibility of women's wrestling during a time when the industry was predominantly male-driven. Beyond her in-ring accomplishments, Leather was a passionate advocate for female representation in professional wrestling. She pushed for more opportunities for women to showcase their talents and was instrumental in mentoring and training aspiring wrestlers. Her guidance and dedication to the sport left a lasting influence on the next generation of wrestlers. After retiring from active competition, Leather remained involved in the wrestling world as a trainer and promoter, using her experience to shape the careers of many up-and-coming stars. Her untimely passing marked a significant loss for the wrestling community, but her legacy of empowering women and advancing the sport will continue to inspire fans and wrestlers alike. Mean Gene Åkerlund, born on December 19, 1942, was a legendary figure in professional wrestling, known for his role as an iconic interviewer and commentator. With a distinctive voice and unmatched charisma, Åkerlund became a staple in both the WWE, formerly WWF, and WCW during the sport's golden era. Before stepping into the wrestling world, Åkerlund started his career in radio, where his natural ability to engage with audiences quickly set him apart. His big break came in the early 1970s when he joined the American Wrestling Association, AWA. His remarkable skills didn't go unnoticed, and soon he was recruited by WWE, where he became the voice behind some of the most memorable moments in wrestling history. Åkerlund's ability to conduct engaging, witty interviews made him a favorite of fans and wrestlers alike. He is remembered for his iconic catchphrases, including, "Let me tell you something, brother," that became synonymous with wrestling's larger-than-life personalities. Åkerlund's smooth delivery and quick wit brought an air of professionalism and credibility to the often chaotic world of wrestling. He conducted backstage interviews with legends like Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, and Ric Flair, and his in-ring banter was just as entertaining as the matches themselves. After an illustrious career, Åkerlund was attributed to kidney failure, following a series of health complications. Åkerlund's contributions to professional wrestling remain unparalleled, and his absence is felt deeply by fans around the world. His legacy as one of the sport's greatest personalities lives on, cementing his place in wrestling history. Mike Von Erich, born Michael Brett Atkinson on March 2, 1964, was the fourth son of the iconic Fritz Von Erich, a patriarch of the famed Von Erich wrestling family. Growing up amidst a legacy of wrestling success, Mike followed in the footsteps of his brothers, Kerry, Kevin, David, and Chris, by entering the ring at just 19 years old in 1983. He made his debut with World Class Championship Wrestling on WCCW, the Texas-based promotion where his family had achieved immense popularity. Though Mike was not as physically gifted or charismatic as his brothers, he won the hearts of fans with his dedication and earnest work ethic. His career was initially on the rise, but his trajectory was tragically derailed by health issues. In 1985, after undergoing shoulder surgery, Mike contracted toxic shock syndrome, which severely impacted his physical and mental health. The illness caused significant pain and complications, leaving him with ongoing depression and struggling to maintain his wrestling career. Despite efforts to recover, Mike's emotional toll continued to mount, exacerbated by the overwhelming pressure to live up to the legacy of his family. On February 12, 1987, At the age of 23, Mike Von Erich tragically took his own life, a heartbreaking end that left a deep scar on the wrestling world. His highlighted the immense psychological strain wrestlers often face, especially those from families with such high expectations. Mike's legacy, though short-lived, serves as a somber reminder of the mental health struggles that many wrestlers encounter, and his name remains forever tied to the Von Erich family's storied, yet tragic history. Giant Baba, born on January 23, 1938, was a towering figure in professional wrestling, both as a wrestler and a promoter. Standing at 6 feet 10 inches, Baba captivated audiences with his imposing presence and blend of technical prowess and charisma. He began his wrestling career in the 1950s, quickly rising to prominence for his athleticism and unique style. In the 1960s, Baba made his US debut, competing for several top promotions, including the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, WWF. His matches with wrestling legends helped increase the popularity of the sport, not only in Japan but worldwide. However, Baba's most significant contribution came when he returned to Japan and founded All Japan Pro Wrestling, AJPW, in 1972. Under his leadership, AJPW became one of the most respected wrestling promotions globally, known for its focus on technical, high-quality matches. Baba's achievements in the ring were impressive, winning multiple championships, including the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. He was also a key figure in developing and mentoring future wrestling stars, shaping the next generation of Japanese talent. His influence extended beyond the ring, as he played a pivotal role in establishing Japan as a wrestling powerhouse. After retiring from active competition in the late 1990s, Baba dedicated himself to promoting wrestling, continuing to shape the industry until his away from stomach cancer, a tragic end to a legendary career. His legacy remains intact, with Baba remembered as one of the most influential figures in the history of professional wrestling, leaving an indelible mark on the sport both in Japan and worldwide. Stephanie Vaquer Gonzalez, known to the wrestling world simply as Stephanie Vaquer, was born on March 29, 1993, in San Fernando, Chile, a small town that seemed worlds away from the international spotlight of professional wrestling. It was here that Vaquer began to form her dreams of becoming a wrestler. But while wrestling in Chile was still a niche, male-dominated industry, Vaquer's passion and determination set her on a path that would eventually break boundaries and bring her into the global stage of WWE. Early life and discovery of wrestling. From a young age, Vaquer demonstrated an intense passion for sports, engaging in various athletic activities that cultivated her natural ability. However, wrestling, particularly women's wrestling, was not a mainstream pursuit in her country. The lack of visibility for female athletes in combat sports created a unique challenge for a young girl with dreams of becoming a wrestling star. Yet, despite the cultural barriers and the limited opportunities available in South America, Vaquer was undeterred. She idolized the women of professional wrestling and consumed every bit of content she could find, from WWE to lucha libre, and even Japanese wrestling, where women were increasingly gaining recognition. At the age of 16, Vaquer made a pivotal decision that would change her life. She would pursue professional wrestling. It wasn't a path that was common or easy for women in Chile at the time, but it was one she was determined to walk. Her first taste of formal wrestling training came at the hands of some of the best in the business, including veteran figures such as Ricky Marvin, Ultimo Guerrero, Gran Apache, Villano Jacques, and Paul Slandering. These legends of the sport shaped her as a wrestler and helped her develop a unique blend of lucha libre and Japanese-inspired techniques that would later set her apart from many of her peers. Vaquer's training was demanding, but it paid off, as she quickly earned a reputation for being one of the most gifted athletes in Chile. At just 1.6 meters, approximately 5 feet 3 inches, tall and weighing around 50 kilograms, 110 pounds, Vaquer used her small frame to her advantage, developing a hard-hitting and high-flying wrestling style that became a defining characteristic of her in-ring presence. A career that spans continents. Vaquer's wrestling journey took her from the local circuits of Chile to more prominent stages across Latin America. Her reputation grew quickly, and soon, she found herself wrestling in Mexico, where the lucha libre tradition was not just alive but thriving. Vaquer trained under some of the best Mexican wrestlers, honing her craft in a culture where high-flying, fast-paced wrestling was revered. Her time in Mexico sharpened her skills further, and it wasn't long before she gained recognition in Japan. In Japan's competitive wrestling scene, Vaquer's technical proficiency and agility caught the eye of promoters, and she started making waves in Japanese promotions as well. As her international experience grew, it became clear that Vaquer was destined for bigger things. Her versatility as a wrestler, combining lucha libre with strong Japanese-influenced striking and submission wrestling, created a unique hybrid style that could be both high-flying and grounded. As she continued to train under world-class figures and perform in international wrestling promotions, Stephanie Vaquer solidified herself as one of the most promising young talents in professional wrestling. The big break, signing with WWE. It was in 2024 that Vaquer's life would take another significant turn, one that many wrestlers only dream of. She caught the eye of WWE scouts. WWE had increasingly been seeking to diversify its roster and bring in talent from all corners of the globe. Vaquer's international experience, alongside her natural charisma and undeniable skill, made her a perfect fit for WWE's NXT brand. Vaquer made her debut in WWE in 2024, and it didn't take long for her to leave a lasting impression on fans and critics alike. From the moment she stepped into the ring, her combination of technical wrestling, high-flying maneuvers, and fierce personality set her apart. Her matches were crisp, her character authentic, and her passion for the sport shone through every time she performed. Vaquer's popularity skyrocketed, and it became clear that WWE had a rising star on their hands. Championship glory, a historic moment for Chilean wrestling. Stephanie Vaquer's rise through the NXT ranks was nothing short of meteoric. By the spring of 2025, she had already become a fan favorite, with a large following of loyal fans who admired her technical prowess and resilience in the ring. On April 28, 2025, she achieved a historic milestone. Vaquer captured the NXT Women's Championship, marking the culmination of her years of hard work and determination. This victory was a huge moment for Vaquer personally, but it also marked a milestone for Chilean wrestling. It was the first time that a Chilean-born wrestler had held such a prestigious title in WWE, which made her victory all the more meaningful. Her success became a symbol of the growing globalization of WWE and a reflection of how the company was increasingly breaking down geographical barriers. Vaquer's title reign signified the recognition of international talents in WWE's top ranks, and her championship victory gave hope to young, aspiring wrestlers from countries that had previously been underrepresented in the wrestling world. Defending the championship, the Stand and Deliver Fatal 4-Way. As the reigning NXT Women's Champion, Stephanie Vaquer quickly found herself thrust into one of the toughest challenges of her career. At NXT Stand and Deliver 2025, she was booked to defend her title in a fatal 4-way match against three of the most dangerous and accomplished women in wrestling. Her opponents in the match were Giulia, the Japanese-Italian wrestling sensation who had made a name for herself in Japan's Stardom promotion. Giulia's brutal, hard-hitting style and dominance in NXT made her a formidable challenger. Jordynne Grace, the powerhouse from Impact Wrestling, known for her combination of strength and agility. Grace's imposing presence in the ring made her one of the most dangerous competitors in the match. Jada Parker, a rising star in the wrestling world, known for her technical brilliance and natural charisma. Parker's fan-favorite status meant that she would bring both skill and the support of the NXT crowd. Despite the odds stacked against her, Stephanie Vaquer successfully retained her title, defending it with a combination of resilience, tactical brilliance, and sheer willpower. The match, which was widely hailed as one of the best of the year, showcased Vaquer's ability to perform under pressure and solidified her status as one of the top women in NXT. Fans and critics alike applauded her performance, cementing her place as the face of the NXT women's division. Behind the curtain, locker room, tension, and creative struggles. Though Vaquer's reign as champion has been celebrated by fans, it hasn't come without its challenges behind the scenes. Reports have emerged suggesting that there is tension within the NXT locker room regarding Vaquer's rapid ascent to the top. Some of the homegrown NXT talents have expressed feelings that Vaquer was fast-tracked to the championship, partly due to WWE's push to increase international representation. While no direct confrontations have been reported, insiders have hinted that this tension has created an atmosphere of unease in the locker room. Many veterans who have spent years grinding their way through NXT feel that their efforts were overshadowed by a newcomer who quickly ascended to the top. In addition to locker room tension, There have been reports of creative disagreements between Vaquer and WWE's NXT creative team. Sources have suggested that Vaquer has pushed back on certain storylines that she felt didn't represent her character or wrestling style. She has advocated for a more serious, athletic presentation rather than being placed into gimmicky or comedy-heavy storylines. The tension reportedly reached a boiling point when early drafts suggested that Vaquer would drop the NXT Women's Championship shortly after Stand and Deliver to Jada Parker. Vaquer allegedly expressed concerns that such a quick title change would undermine her credibility as a champion, both within WWE and on the international stage. After negotiations, WWE agreed to extend her reign, but creative differences continued to be a point of contention. Contract rumors, and future possibilities. As Vaquer's profile continues to rise, rumors have surfaced suggesting that other major promotions, including AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling, have expressed interest in her services. Though Vaquer is under contract with WWE, insiders believe that her success has placed her in a strong negotiating position, particularly as her current deal nears its end. Some speculate that Vaquer may be using the interest from outside promotions as leverage in her ongoing creative discussions with the WWE, seeking guarantees for better storylines, more significant matches, and possibly a quicker call-up to the main roster. WWE is reportedly keen on retaining Vaquer, especially given her growing international popularity and marketability. But it remains to be seen how this situation will evolve. Public perception, social media backlash, and support. As with many rising stars, Vaquer's success has sparked mixed reactions on social media. While she has a massive fan base that supports her as a trailblazer for Latin American wrestlers, some critics have questioned whether her rise was truly organic, or if it was part of a calculated effort by WWE to meet diversity quotas. Vaquer's composed and dignified response to these criticisms earned her praise from many fans and colleagues in the wrestling industry. Nevertheless, the pressure of being in the public eye is ever present, and navigating the challenges of fame requires as much strength outside the ring as it does inside it. What's next for Stephanie Vaquer? Looking ahead, Stephanie Vaquer's future in WWE is bright but filled with challenges. As NXT Women's Champion, she is positioned as a cornerstone of the brand's women's division. Upcoming defenses against top names like Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton could further solidify her place as one of the great champions in NXT history. However, if WWE can't manage the internal politics and creative differences surrounding her, Vaquer's time in NXT could be cut short. But given her resilience, determination, and undeniable talent, it seems likely that Stephanie Vaquer's story in WWE is only just beginning. Whether she stays with WWE long-term or explores other opportunities, one thing is clear. Her legacy is already being written, and it promises to be one of perseverance, triumph, and international impact.